What up, you amazing hackers? It's your boy, the humble hacker from Chi-Town, Ronan, back with another presentation. And today, we're going to be going over automation Recon tools, and we're going to be going over crtsh.py, doing some enumeration with Amass, with or whatever the hell they call that damn thing, Subfinder. And the last three, Subfinder, no, actually, no, sorry, the last three for Recon, for the win, Bug Bounty Scanner, and Big Bounty Recon. I'm gonna just, crap, I just lost my train of thought. Damn it! Hang on, let me rewind it back. For Recon for the win, Bug Bounty Scanner, and Big Bounty Recon, we're going to be using them against a test site, not against like an actual target. Actually, all the tools, actually, against a test site, not an actual target, just so cover my bases, so people don't think I'm actually hacking stoof. And I think that's everything. Okay, sorry, a little bit of anxiety today. Didn't know if I was going to be able to do this video, but I'm all right. And as always, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Stay updated on future content. Now, without any further ado, let's get it. So I'm going to just completely streamline through this entire presentation and then just go through each of the tools one by one, just so there's not like any back and forth, this doesn't go like too long. So the first tool that we're going to be looking at is crtsh.py. Now that is located right here over at this GitHub. This Python script uses the output from the actual site of crtsh or crt.sh, I believe, and it displays it for us in our terminal. So it'll grab from that site and then pull it straight down, so we'll be able to see it. Now Amass is going to be our next tool we're going to be looking into. This one's pretty dope because it gives you like a lot to work with very little commands. We use Amass for subdomain enumeration against like a target website, but we have other options and modules. So the first one that we're going to be looking at is going to be Intel. This one can do like a deep dive into a wide scope target with the subdomains. We can scan a target via the ASN number, which we'll get from this URL, bgp.he.net. So what happens is when we go over to that page, we simply enter in the input field the name of the company, and it'll print out, or not print out, but it'll display every ASN and every IP range that is associated with that target there. And here's the link to show that where we can install and run Amass. All right, just keeping my references in check. Now, the next module within Amass is going to be enum. This one allows us to do the subdomain enumeration via just the domain name, and it will pull down ASNs associated with that domain, the IP ranges, things like that, which really does help a lot. This is like our main command that we would run from that. We run Amass, and it's not capital for the A. We would run the enum module, search for every active subdomain that this application can find, brute force, meaning kick the door down and let all the chips fall where they may. And our D for our domain from under cheese.com. I don't know if that's a real site, and if it was a real site, that would be very freaking disgusting. This is just our example. So this will enumerate all active domains with brute forcing to find more domains if it can, which is cool. Next one. This one is really fun because this does a lot on its own. So we can do subdomain enumerations, search for virtual hosts, we can do directory brute forcing, and we can fuzz for parameters and values. I would say the possibilities are endless, but I don't know. But we're going to find out though. Next slide, Subfinder. Okay, this bad boy is a subdomain enumeration tool. The cool part is that like it does use multiple sources that we can use our API keys for like showdown, virus total, such to include into this, and it'll look through all those resources. Like when we went over security, I think we went over census and virus total, and we're able to see where those subdomains were at and which ones like were live or not from census. and I think Shodan as well is accepted in this application. But it goes through all of these APIs and pulls all the data that each one of them has on a target, which is cool because we won't have to go to multiple places. We can just simply use this and it'll pull the data from the multiple sources that I mentioned. Next slide. Recon for the win. Now, this is a tool that automates the entire Recon process. Same with the next tool is going to be in the next slide. This one does multiple steps as a whole. It does subdomain enumeration, scrapes source code to find valuable data, does vulnerability checks, directory brute forcing, does port scanning, does nuclei vulnerability scanning, which is something I'm going to have to learn, so I'd be able to do another video on that. Do JavaScript analysis, which is something else I'm going to be working on. URL extraction for, like, for example, using tools like GAU or Hack Crawler, and etc. Now, this is one of the reasons why I'm steering away from one-stop shop automation tools like this. And our next tool is because depending on the target size, it would take days to go over. I recently did a scan on a target that I was almost interested in, but I wanted to see what all it had on it. I started it on Monday, and it was stuck on one section, which was scanning ports, and it was stuck on just that one step for about 3.5 to 4 days, and still didn't move. So I said, flip this crap on its ass, I'm not doing it. So I stopped using this particular tool. But if you have the time and the patience, which I'm trying to woo-saw my way into having more of that, then you could use this tool. But I highly recommend any automation tool that you use, you do not use tools like this because, again, it will take a long time. Now, our next tool, which goes a little bit faster, but it's still it depends on what it can and can't do, is Bug Bounty Scanner. It does have its flaws. So this is like a bash script that it resembles tools like Recon, but uses less resources and features, which kind of streamlines the scanning process because it doesn't do the certain steps that would take a long time to do. Like, for example, I think one of the ones that was in the recent slide was it doesn't do JavaScript analysis or URL extraction. It doesn't scrape source code, but it does do subdomain enumeration, does do some forms of directory brute forcing. I don't think it does port scanning, but we'll find that out. And next tool, last one here, is a Big Bounty Recon, and this one's pretty dope because it's pretty straightforward to be able to use and get useful information out of it. So this is a tool that's for Windows users. What it does is that it has a numerous amount of Google Docs to look for particular pieces of information. Now, this is hit or miss because it'll just look for certain keywords, but not really the keywords that we're looking for on some of the results. So if we try to look for something that says backdoors in it, it'll do the Google Dork search for finding backdoors, but if the site has the word backdoor in it, it'll include that and not actually show a backdoor. Kind of confusing, but we're gonna get in. We're gonna get into that. I did have one other tool, but I could not get it to work. This Osmosis, but yeah, I couldn't get that thing to work. So I was like, I will just toss this in the trash. So that's pretty much the end of this presentation here. Now let's get with these tools and see what's up with them. We're going to be using voneweb.com as our target to test on, and we will go from there. All right, so let's see crtsh.py. Go to our GitHub for that. All right. so let us just take this entire section right here, run that. Hold up. Let's keep it safe, right? Go over to our desktop. If I could spell the damn thing and know how paths work. Okay. Alright, let's make a directory. Oops. Make that. Now let's run this in here. Alright, cool. So we use the git clone command to download crtsh.py, right? We went into that folder. We moved it to crtsh. We moved this executable and changed it. So it just basically just changed it from this to simply that. Gave it executable permissions. We copied this executable file that we just made and renamed and moved it to user bin. So we could use crtsh in any folder that we want without having to go straight to that folder itself. So I can just simply go here, crtsh, see how it highlights there to show that it is the executable file, so we can run it. So it's green. If it's green, we all good. If it's red, it ain't gonna be working. So the page that we're gonna be doing is that. So let's run crtsh on Bonewagon. You mother sucker! Forgot to put that dang OD in there. And you ain't got jack! Alright, so let's change this up. Let's go with something different. So let's try Yahoo. There we go. Alright, so here's basically what we have here. crtsh. Actually, let me go there first so we can see kind of the translation. Okay, so here's the site crtsh, right? We put in what we want to search for. .com right there, right? This is going to search crtsh for everything related to the domain yahoo.com, right? And we see mention identity, we have common names, we have end user information, and here, wait, Yahoo. Okay, so here's everything related to yahoo.com that this crtsh was able to pull down from there. So all these domains will somewhat reflect what we have here. Now it doesn't have the IP addresses in there, but it's alright because we got more tools to use. Dang it! Our next one, Amass. Okay, let's see. Okay, before we use Amass, the first one that we looked at was getting the ASNs using the Intel module. So when we go over to bgp.he.net, you simply enter in the organization name, hit search, and then here we have everything that's related to Yahoo, the organization. So what we can do is use the Intel module to look for everything that is associated with an ASN. And when we use the Intel module, we don't add the AS in it. We just simply take this number. So this number right here. Go back over to our browser there. Whoops, got the space like a dolt. Specify the Intel module, and we want to look for the ASN. So we use -ASN, enter in that ASN number, and then we hit enter. And what this will do is it'll pull down that ASN number from here and then show us all the domains of subdomains that are associated with this ASN. Let's hop over here and see what we can get if we got anything up in here. ass info. We don't want that. Okay, we have additional ASNs here. We have an IP range that we can scan with nmap, right? Okay. You can look at certain whois data. So this ASN is associated with Yahoo Japan, of course. And these are additional ASNs that are associated with it. So we didn't get anything from that particular ASN. I want to get one that does. So let's try this one instead. Let's try something like Google. Alright. And I just completely went against what the hell I was talking about not picking no other damn target. And here I am picking other damn targets to make sure that they work. Shame on you, Shagro. Alright. Let's see if this one's going to pick up something. Let's change this up. I don't know if we could. I don't know if this is going to be up here or not. No, it is not. So let's try. Acunetics. All right. So nothing on there. And you're still doing your fizzle fazzle. Alright, come on, give us something. Give us something. Let's go back here and try looking just for Yahoo again. So let's go back right here. Ah, you plunger. I couldn't think of any other word to use, so I just threw that one out there. Alright, so let's try this one Yahoo one. Come on, something's got to give us something. Something's got to give us something. Come on. I should. Can you help me? Help you, please? Dang. Okay, let's patiently wait. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. So as I was saying, here we are. We're getting domains, all the domains that are associated with this particular ASN. We're going to get the responses from that. So if we have a target that is wide scope, this is helpful because we could just pick any ASN and then just go from there. You know what I'm saying? So if we do have a target where you see this go, let's just look at something just to be on the safe side. I am on HackerOne and BugCrowd. If anybody wants to collab on a target, just go ahead. Feel free to hit me up on my Twitter, and we can do that. No problem. So let's go ahead and sign in. I can't remember my own damn password. Oh crap! Oh, I can't remember my own damn password. I got a masterful fat finger here. All right, this crap. Let's just look up one. I'm not going to sign in. I'm going to do a Google search. So let's go ahead and pull this one up. Alright, so here, are rules of engagement. Make sure that you read these in their entirety before you start hacking on a target. And let's find a wide scope. Okay, I think all these are. Here we go. Okay, so this is an example here, right? So a wide scope is something that would have a star dot in front of it. So anything that anything that lets us basically look for anything related to this particular domain is good. So yeah, these are almost done. Now, as a beginner, because this is what I'm doing, because I have like my ADHD, I get super overwhelmed. So I am looking for small targets, primarily through Google searching, so I'm not like bombarded with other hackers taking all the stuff that I'm looking for. That's also another tip that I learned by dealing with this. Instead of pulling my hair out trying to pick something that on one of these platforms, I was just like, I'm just going to Google search it and just go that way. So make sure that we're following with the scope and what to look for and scan and stuff like that. I think I just went on a rant and lost my train of thought. Damn you, Sharon, how dare you? Okay, sorry about that. ADHD is never good. All right, let's keep it pushing. Okay, so we did enum, the Intel for ASN. Now let us change this to enum. So when it comes to using Amass enum, actually let's go back a step and see what we can do with the Intel module. So here's all the stuff that with the Intel module. So we can do like whois lookup. We can show only the IP addresses for discovered names. We can use, or the IP addresses. We can use that and translate it into nmap or mass scan and just scan all the IPs with certain ports and just go from that. So this is definitely helpful in that way. And as we see here, the active module looks like finds like everything that is active, of course. And our root module is not in there, but who cares? All right, so our enum here, this one's going to be a little bit the same. Oh yeah, that's right there. All right, so let's just use this regular enum right here. Specify the domain, yahoo.com. Now this is a basic search. We're not doing the ones that do like the active or root, because those take a long time. This is just like a basic look at how these tools work. So we're not going to put any like new or any like switches or whatever to do anything. We're just going straight brass tacks, just basic level stuff, just so we could have a good foundation on how these tools work. And then once we get the basics down, then we can start working with like the other like switches and stuff like that to be more specific with what data that we want to pull down. So this is going on. So while this is going on, let's look up. Now, the tool, or whatever the hell people call this thing, is pretty dope to use when enumerating an actual target that we find. So let's gather this, right? Now let's see if we could run subdomain enumeration on this target right here. So we're going to put in specify our word list, right? Let me see, I thought I had discovery. Whoops. All right. Okay. So we have. Let's use. Oops. Damn, no, not was off. Okay. So let's use this. So we're calling up fuff using the word list module, specifying our word list. Right. Now we're gonna go to the domain. Oh, no. It's a URL. And we specify what we're fuzzing with this. So, go ahead, hit. Oops, no. We're not doing subdomain enumerations. My bad. Let's see. Raft. We're going to use the raft here for the large directories. So so directory word list will basically be everything that's in it will be appended to this fuzz area here, and it will show us what all it finds, if it can find anything. And this is what I normally use for my videos for OSCP prep, and I do have a lot of good switches in, or how I use it in my GitHub. You guys can definitely go ahead and check that out when you would like to. Alright, so it looks like that it's got something. Now, this is another issue. I like to use the switches C and V. C is to colorize the responses that we get, and V is to show the full path of where this endpoint was discovered at. So just gonna wait. Doesn't have that much left to go. So we should have, there we go. Alright. So we don't have anything except just the main page. Alright, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. So this is the directory module. Oh, whoops, it has a lot more in there. My bad. Alright. Now let's try something different. And let's see if we can find some parameters in here. So let me try to remember how to do that. I have to change our word list first and foremost. Then we're going to navigate to discovery, web content, boip. Oh, there we go. Parameter names. Dang it, man. Shoot, move the hell over. So we need a path in order to find where the fuzz here. So let's go right over to no. Let's go over to test.php. See what we can find here. So we have our test query, right? We have our parameter, and we have this. But we want to look for more parameters that this would have. So let's get rid of that. Paste this here, and since we're looking for parameters, we're going to change the test to fuzz. And as we see here, there's a lot of output. So we can easily clean this up by filtering out what we don't want to see. So we have to find the pattern of what's here and use that as our place to filter this stuff out. So the main consistency that we have are these three fields: size, words, and lines. So let's just filter the lines with FL, enter in 104, hang on. C to colorize it, V to print out the whole path. Now anything, as you see, we're not getting any responses as quick as we got from this last one, which means that we put in that our filter that we put in to say that if you get a result that says that has this exactly, lines equal to 104, don't print it. Print everything else except that. So here we got proof that we didn't get any parameters. So okay. So it looks like we really can't do much with that. All right, but that was pretty interesting though. But because I'm still learning this tool too for web stuff. Networking, I pretty much got it, but I'm gonna be doing more videos learning about these tools just to help everybody out and everything, as well as myself, to make me understand this stuff better. All right, so that was the tool. Right? Let's go back to our freaking VM, and our next tool is going to be Subfinder. Now this one I like because we can use a quick script to make it easier to use. Let's find it, install it. and wait for it to finish the what up. Alright then. Okay. There we are. Alright, so Subfinder works by simply calling the application, specifying the domain name. So let's pick this one. Get rid of that. So what we just did was Subfinder went and pulled down every domain that's associated with, I'll just use this one then. That's associated with VoneWeb, right? Now, this does not determine whether or not if the domains are live or not, but we have a way to fix that. So let's go ahead and run that domain again. I was going to use a silent switch, which is to not produce all of the mass output, but never mind, that's all fine now. So we can combine Subfinder with another tool called httpx, and what this does is it probes these things to see if ports 80 and 443 are open, and if it does find something, then it'll display it to us, but if it doesn't, then it won't be in the response set, which helps us find like live targets or not. So let's go enter in httpx, and let's match, use the MC. Oh crap, https and x ain't installed. Dang it! Okay. See, started from the ground up. So I wasn't lying. Alright, so yeah, alright, so we got VoneWeb, right? Okay, so we got httpx. Let's use the switch MC, which is to match code of 200. So we want to, so we're running Subfinder against the domain voneweb.com. We're piping that with httpx, and we're telling it every result that you get from here, only give me the results that match HTTP status code 200. So, oh crap. Wait. No, you don't need that. Hang on. Let's do. No, I don't need that. Okay. What the H is you doing, buddy? Enter domain. Requested URL is missing. What? Why? Alright. Let's add some stoof in here. Let's use another module just to follow redirects. So what this should do is once it finds a URL, if it redirects us to like a HTTP or HTTPS, then it should pull that down. There we go. What the hell did I just miss? Follow. Let's see. Oops. Pull up our help. Okay. Ah, double dash. That's why that didn't work. So we got to put another dash right in here, which makes more sense now that we see that it didn't have the. Ah, you punk! All right. Okay. Let's find out why this isn't working. Oh wait, hold on. Double dash that. What? This is really weird. So let's do it like this dang it. Alright, never mind. We're just gonna keep it pushing because yeah, this is getting a little bit too irritating here. But you get the gist that we can simply use Subfinder, specify the domain, and then we get all of, once my freaking mouse decides to work, you get all of these. Now, what we also can do is simply do this. Oh crap, I don't have http installed. Dang it. What? Yes, I want to install it. Oh my god. Okay. Probably should have made sure it was installed first, right? Yeah. Probably should have done that. Alright. So running Subfinder to pull all the subdomains that it can find from vulnweb.com. Once it finds them, its HTTP probe is going to run against the results and show us which ones actually have like HTTP pages on them. And we can also pipe these results to a tool called Aquatone to get a visual screenshot of all the subdomains that are either live from here or they're dead. So I have zero clue how long this one's going to run. So let's go to our automation tools. Hang on one second. Okay. Right, so what I want to look for is Big Bunny Scanner. I believe is what it was called. Oh no, not this one. Actually, yeah, sorry. This was one that we're going to be going over. So let's bring this back up. Change. Okay. Run git clone. Get this here. Let's run the setup. And it's sh, not ch, you freaking dolt. And once now that's going, let's pull Recon for the win down as well. Alright, so let's go grab that. I probably should have done insert Terminator in here, but I didn't, like a moron. There we go. Alright. Okay, let's see how far this is going. So this is still running. So let's grab. Oh, okay. Our Recon for the win here. Alright, and let's split this vertically. So we'll have this automated tool, the Bug Bunny Scanner, on this side, and we'll have Recon for the win on this side. So we can see how both of them roll. Alright. This one's still grabbing them. Let's check back on this one. Okay. So we have a result right here. Here's one of them. Rest.vulnweb. So Subfinder went through the domains here. It found which one has port 80 that are live on it, and it prints out the result right there. So let's open this link, and we should be brought to an actual page. Yes, we are. So let's scroll up and look for just some random one here, right? And see if we can open that here. So if this was available or an actual website, then we should be able to, then we would get that result with the HTTP probe, but we didn't. So this is a good example of seeing, like, of being able to find out and confirm whether or not if these domains are legit live or not. You can do that either one by one or by using HTTP probe. I highly suggest using this. It may take a minute, but it does help see which subdomains that we should be focusing on. This can also be used with other ports that we find from Nmap, and we can just add those ports with the -p option to say, all right, HTTP probe, scan all these subdomains, but also include these other ones that are not part of the standard. So let's pull up the HTTP probe real quick. So here, this is our main one that we would focus on. Is this here? So we would just use the p value and specify what protocol, which is basically this format, which is the protocol that we want to use, HTTP : and the port number that we want to use. So we can use this, specify port. We have to use them individually though. That's the only rub. So you can look for ports, HTTP port 81. Whoops, I have to space that out. Then we can put like another port with HTTP protocol 3000, and so on and so on and so forth, going on down the line. Alright, so this one's done now. Let's install this. This may take some time to grab some coffee. I don't drink coffee. Thank you! Looks like someone isn't paying attention to my likes and dislikes on my own damn system. Sorry for that outburst. Moving on. Alright, so it looks like the only live one that it found was this rest one, which is kind of weird because there are other ones that are live here, but we're pushing it forward. What's our next tab that we got? Alright, so we have this. Is our bug bounty scanner installed yet? Are you done? No. So these are still goings on. Oh crap, you're still running. Whoops. Alright, so yeah, these are some live subdomains that we found from, or potential subdomains, because we didn't specify if they were active or not. So this is pretty much doing the same thing that Subfinder does. It does take a little bit longer because this is Amass is a lot more thorough than Subfinder, I believe. But Subfinder is definitely faster, so they're pretty much one and the same. I retract that statement. Please don't hate me for it. Actually, I don't care. Pushing forward. So, all right. Bug bounty scanner is still working, and so are these. So is this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause, and once these are done, I'm going to get started. All right. BRB. And we're back. So the VM is taking too freaking long, but I did remember that I do have on a VPS, so I'm just going to use that one to use these automated tools to show that what they do. So here is bug bounty scanner. So what we do with this one, simply specify bug bounty scanner. Okay, enter. It's going to ask us what domain that we want to use. So we're going to specify our domain. So let's simply use the crap. All right, let's find this subdomain again. I mean this main domain here for. Come on, there you go. oneweb.com. Okay. So put in domain, and now this is going to perform like the Recon. As you see here, it's starting. It's running Amass first. It's going to be going down later. Now let us go to Recon FTW. Okay. And see what options that it has us use. So, off the rip, we specify our target domain or the company name, or if we have a list of subdomains already that are one domain name per line. We can include a list of subdomains. We can exclude a list of subdomains. The main one that we're going to be doing, or the main one that we will be using, or will use, is a combination of either this one, because this will gather all the subdomains that the application finds. It'll sort like the IPs, the IP addresses that it discovers, and all that. Sorts them all out, and shows us the results for them. If we use a different tool to gather subdomains, we would use this one. So this basically says that calling the application, specifying the domain. Here's a list of the subdomains that we've gathered so far. Do web scanning on these. That's pretty much what this one is. So we ran this again here, right? Specify D for the domain that we're using. Hit R, enter on that, and as we see, it's performing the steps for this particular domain, and it'll do these. I think it'll do them all. Oh no, never mind. No, if we have multiple targets, it'll do this part one by one. But if you have a main domain, it'll just clump them all into one export folder. So let's check this one out again. Okay, so this step gathered the subdomains from vulnweb.com. Then once it did that, there we go. All right, cool. Now what it's doing next, it's resolving the IP addresses from the host names, enriching them with data that we have from Showdown, from the Showdown API that we added, running httpx to find the target, to find the subdomains that are live, and printing those results out. So here I just entered in vulnweb.com. It found with its passive subdomain enumeration 385 subs in only 48 seconds. So this one looked through crtsh, didn't find anything. It ran active subdomain enumeration, so which ones are most likely online, and only found 4. So this one is doing another subdomain enumeration, which is doing by brute forcing, and this one should give us one new subdomain that it found that was separate from this one and this one. So it does dig really deep into that, into these things in order to pull out a lot of info here. Now, I don't want to bore you with with this taking so freaking long, but the output of here is going to be in the file called Recon, and then we see the results that we have from here. So the one that we did was vulnweb. So we go over to vulnweb, and here we have the responses we currently have from the host that it found, any OSINT that it found, subdomains, vulns, which are highly likely didn't, because we didn't get to that point yet. Neither did it do on the web. So let's go into the host here. Don't have anything in that. Let's go with subdomains, and we have subdomains that it found. So let's go ahead and cat those out. And these are just subdomains that it just found. Once it completes this, these things will be more expanded as far as the results are concerned. So this one, let's see how far this one got. Okay. Alright, so we have IP addresses. Whoops. There we go. These are the IP addresses that it found. Then we can run this against nmap using the -il, and just want to see what services are there. So I can simply just do that. SV. Oh, right. I specified the freaking file first, you dolt. There we are. And let's hit that. So, nmap. So what we're doing is we're importing a list, and this is our list of the 3 IP addresses here, and we're enumerating the versions. So once, so nmap will go through these 3 IPs. It'll scan them for the top 1,000 ports that are open, because we did not use a -p-. And then it'll show all the services that are in the top 1,000 ports and what versions that they are. Hopefully we should get those. So here we are right here. We got a response from two IPs. This 44.228.249.3 and 244. Both of them are running different HTTP servers here. This one's running at Microsoft right here, and this one is running in Nginx. So that's pretty much what I have so far as using automated tools. Again, I'm liking more of manual, because what I've began to understand is that each automated tool, beginner hackers are going to just bombard them, and all of them are going to be running the exact same tool, therefore getting the exact same results, therefore getting the exact same low-hanging fruits that every other person who downloads these automated tools will find. So I steer away. I would say as a beginner, let's steer away from these automated tools, because again, everybody's going to be using them already. So it's better for us to be more unique in finding our own path instead of jumping on what everybody else's path is. I'm maybe trying to put together a more solid manual recon for next video. I might just shoot straight into bug labs from like Portswigger or any other sites, something like that. But that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Again, thank you very much for joining me on this hour-long video that should have been a lot shorter than that. But thank you very much. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on when I put more of these videos out. I am Sharoro. Y'all have a great day.